tenure of Mr. Governor. Adeola Akindele is with me in the studio, and she's going to be reading out, the account of stewardship as read out by the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Good evening, Adeola.
Good evening, Taiwan. Good evening, Lagos.
What's happening with empowering women in Lagos? So much has been happening in terms of empowering women, but it never touched us.
And you know our governor is a governor. So anything about women, youth, children, is always
big
very
on
passionate.
it. Yes.
So actually, like you said, it was the turn of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
Yes.
And the commissioner is Mrs. Bolaji Dada. And she told us that there are around 5 departments and 8 units in the ministry.
Okay.
And what the ministry is out to do is to initiate, formulate, and execute policies relating to women in the state.
Yes.
And also, she told us that they're also promoting economic activities for women in the state, supervising, the women development centers.
Yes.
She actually told us that there are 20 skills acquisition centers and 2 women development centers. So we have 22 places where people can go to and acquire skills, and this young people inclusive, young ladies, women, and so on and so forth. And she said plan is underway to domesticate the national women economic empowerment.
Yes.
We call it we policies in the state. And Mrs. Dada said in the year under review, we had the one for 2023, the number of people, students that were trained in the skill acquisition centers. For 2023, they had 10,464 students and 5,013, like that, 2 months in 5 centers across the state.
Yes.
And, in 2024, she also talked about 5,512.
Yes.
And some will soon graduate, again, because they are undergoing training. And also, the ministry participated in the World Creativity and Innovation Day.
Okay.
This year. Then vocations available across 20 vocational centers for skills like barbing, catering, computer science, so many computer studies and so many and so forth. Then she talked about the micro enterprise support initiative. This is a poverty alleviation initiative. There's a department actually called Poverty Alleviation Department.
Okay.
So they handle this. And, she said that students were given equipment, 10,385 indigent and vulnerable women were also empowered. Then cash grants were given to people, POS machine, barbing set, generators, cameras,
Popcorn
tripods, popcorn machine. Just talk about it. Carpentry, equipment for carpenters, and also, industrial machines and sewing machines. I can continue to mention a lot of them.
Yeah.
And she said 1,200 beneficiaries, benefited from International Day of Eradication of Poverty also.
Okay.
And also over 2,000 women benefited from cassava and tapioca vegetable farm cultivation in Badagry. So it's not just about empowering, giving them machines and all the stuff. Farming too inclusive.
Absolutely.
Because we need food sufficiency. And also, she talked about she talked about public toilets. They are also, adding their own voice, adding their own, assisting the government to ensure that there's zero tolerance for open defecation in the state. And she said they have 9 car wash also. And 7,322, identification, verification, empowerment for vulnerable residents, to support household incomes. Then she said 3,750 women were trained in 4-week short time acquisition program under the livelihood empowerment program. There are lots of empowerment programs in that ministry for women, especially, and the indigent. Then the Women Affairs Department trained and empowered, women across all sectors, including council, Committee of Wives of Lagos State officials, retired civil servants, communities, faith-based organizations, internally displaced people, and so forth. Then she said on the 23rd of June, the International Widows' Day was observed in Lagos. And the day is to advocate for the right and the rights of the widows. And their roles in the society. Then 4,800 were given financial support. Then also, the Women Assembly is there. 5,700 received free medical screening in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Then also the Unjelo Real. That one is an advocacy on health nutrition. If we have healthy women, we have healthy nation. So 2,800 families benefited from this. For hygienic and nutrition food items were also given to the participants.
Okay.
I could see that even looking at me, getting interested in what I'm saying.
Really interesting.
So she also said the International Women's Day was celebrated, every March 8th.
Absolutely.
Is international. Then what's this for? Is to honor, women, their socio-economic, cultural, political achievements, and also to advocate for their rights and empower them. Then celebrated International Rural Women's Day to ensure they are not left behind, because that's the maxim in Lagos.
Absolutely.
To ensure that no one is left behind.
Yes.
And also the Menstrual Hygiene Day for girls, for young ladies. And also, she said 16,000 young ladies and rural women received free sanitary pads, since 2023. Maybe I should just pause and let's hear the commissioner speak further.
Our work is far from finished. The challenges of poverty, inequality, and social exclusion remains, but so does our resolve. WAPA will continue to be committed to digital innovation, entrepreneurship development, gender equality, and poverty eradication strategies that will build a safer, stronger, and more inclusive Lagos for all. As we continue this journey, I urge every stakeholder, every partner, and every resident of Lagos State to remain engaged. Together, let us keep lifting, building, and transforming our Lagos.
She has said it all. So, what am I going to add again? The WAPA Connect, that, unites women, especially emerging women, professionals, entrepreneurs, and captains of industries, under one roof. Then the domestic and sexual violence, apart from the agency that is in charge, the Women Affairs too, they receive a lot of cases.
Of course.
And she said 2,671 cases were granted justice, 2023. And she gave the breakdown. And, they received new ones too. She said the new cases are like 2,436. And 115 offenders were prosecuted. 114 of them were male and just one female. Then the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence was held. Then she talked about capacity building for NGOs, where 750 of them have been trained since 2023 till date, and also collaborations with international partners. Taiwo, let me stop here.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Adeola. I mean, of course, if I ask you to continue, you would certainly have so much more to reel out to Lagosians, and I'm sure our listeners out there have been able to, tap one or two things. If you're still out there as a woman, and you better jump on the moving train.
Take the opportunities.
take the opportunity
of the skill acquisition centers across local council development areas.
And like we always say on the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund program, you don't necessarily need to know anyone, up there for them to help you with any of these things.
The processes are transparent.
Yes. So, jump on the moving train, do not be left behind. That is the mantra of the current government in Lagos. That's the government of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. I must say a very big thank you to you once again, Adeola, for coming on the program this evening.
My pleasure.
Don't you think it is better to get the updates